Do you ever have those times where you're not necessarily burned out, you're not necessarily like not following your habits, you're just kind of out of gas? You're just feeling unmotivated. You have everything you need, you've set yourself up, but somehow you're just unable to get yourself to do it. Well, today I want to break down exactly what creates motivation. And if you're feeling unmotivated, one of these three things is probably off. We're going to break it down. I'm going to tell you exactly how to fix it, and it will help you so much in how you understand your own personal motivation. Before we get too deep into this, let me introduce myself. My name's Deibert. I'm a performance coach, and I get inside the minds of high achievers who look amazing on the outside, but on the inside, their life doesn't measure up. And they're like, yeah, on the outside, people think I'm amazing. And on the inside, it feels like a disaster. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Let's get down to it. So today I want to talk about Dan Pink's book. It's kind of an older one. It's called Drive, the Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us. This book was game changing for me when I first read it. It teaches a lot about how the old ways of motivating people with carrots and sticks and giving people outside motivation actually is not the right way to motivate people unless people are doing mechanical only jobs. So you can think about like, if I am asking you to tighten as many screws as possible, then actually those carrot and stick motivations work. But if I'm asking you to do cognitive work where you have to use your brain, then those carrot and stick motivations don't work. And actually, these three things have to exist for you to have the motivation that you need. What's fascinating about it is that all three of these pillars that he names in the book are intrinsic motivators. They're not extrinsic. They're things that you need internally, but the outside environment has to be created in order for you to have those intrinsic motivators. So let's dive right in. The first pillar of motivation is called autonomy. What autonomy is, you've probably heard of it before. What autonomy is that you have a say over how you do your work. The example of not having autonomy would be somebody who micromanages. They're telling you exactly what to do, exactly how to do it, and you have no say over how you do anything. I would also venture that there's another side of the spectrum, which is too much autonomy. You have zero help, zero oversight, zero support, and you're feeling like you have nothing to help you. That also can be problematic. The sweet spot is somewhere in the middle where you have the support that you need, but you have a say over how you do your work. If you don't have this, it becomes problematic and really hard to feel motivated because somebody else is just telling you what to do. You want to be able to determine how you do your work or how you do at least pieces of your work. So the first pillar is autonomy. The second pillar is mastery. What mastery is it's that you are able to do your job. On one end of the spectrum, if you don't have mastery, you're bored out of your mind. It's way too easy. The job is so boring to you. It doesn't take any brain power and you're completely unmotivated. But on the other end of the spectrum, maybe the job is way too difficult and you're completely drowning. You're in the deep end, you're in over your head, and you feel like you can't keep up with any of it. Both of those are not great. You want to be not even like dead center in the middle. You want to be like slightly off center, the middle of not that you can meet the challenge necessarily. You can meet the challenge, but it's even just a slight challenge for you. So even like it's your skill level meets the challenge that you have, but then you're a little bit challenged and it's a little bit more than you can handle, but you can still kind of handle it. So you're still learning and growing while also feeling competent and able to do the job. Okay, so pillar number 1, autonomy. Pillar number 2, mastery. Pillar number 3 is purpose. Purpose is that you feel like you have meaning in the world. Maybe you see that you add value to the world. Maybe you're working for a mission-driven company and you're like, we're changing the world. This is amazing. Or maybe it's not a mission-driven company. It's a Fortune 100, but you feel like you're making a difference to your team. You can see the value that you add to your team. You can see that they couldn't do this without you. The opposite of purpose is that you feel like a cog in the machine. Why are we doing this? This doesn't even matter. What's the point? You just feel empty inside. You have to have some kind of purpose there. I wanted to bring up these 3 pillars of motivation because a lot of you have been talking about motivation lately. And I've been talking about the work like you workout process and how there are some people who felt unmotivated. And once we figured out what motivates them in their workout process, we applied it to their work and that helped them as well. And a lot of you have been like, wait, what about me? I'm feeling unmotivated. What do I do? So let me break this down. You have to have all 3 of these intrinsic motivators in order to feel motivated at work. Let's imagine what it looks like with one or the other missing. So let's imagine that you have autonomy and mastery, but no purpose. You have a say over how you do your work and you're good at it and it fits you and it challenges you. But what's the point? Why are we doing this? It's not even making a meaning. I have no value to the team. That feels unmotivating. Let's imagine that you have no autonomy, but you do have mastery and purpose. So I don't have a say over how I'm doing my work. I'm micromanaged, but I'm good at it and I see value in what I'm doing. That doesn't feel motivating either. Okay, let's imagine that you have autonomy and purpose, but no mastery. I have a say over how I do my work and I can see the value that I add. It feels meaningful to me, but it's so hard or it's way too easy. Like that doesn't feel motivating either. So all three of these have to exist. And it's a combination. If one of these feels off to you, I always ask myself when I'm feeling unmotivated or when I'm working with a client who's feeling unmotivated, we try to figure out which one of these is off. It's usually one, sometimes it can be two, sometimes it can be all three. But ask yourself, which one of these feels off and which levers can you pull to create more of what you need? When you have all three of these, the motivation works and you feel motivated, you feel empowered, you feel ready to do the work. I want to just call out that I go deeper in this in my newsletter. So if you want to have a written version and a version where you can see exactly what's happening, that is all in the newsletter. You can subscribe on the link below. Just go to mentalmastery.com/newsletter and you'll get a link to that. And the last thing I want to say is please drop the shoulds. You've heard me say this before. It's not about how you should be or how you should behave or that you should be motivated. Instead of judging yourself for being like, what's wrong with me that I'm not motivated? Instead, just get curious about it. This is interesting. I'm not motivated. I wonder why. Maybe it's one of these three pillars that's off. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, come find me on LinkedIn and say hi. I read every response. I love to see that this is working for you. And I'll see you next week.